Welcome back to the Wandering Bear Sports Podcast, the number one sports podcast probably on planet Earth at this point. Well, probably not, but if we keep saying it, it might be true. Hope everyone's well. Been a hot minute since we put one of these out. And I guess I don't really have an excuse for why I haven't put a lot out. It was very difficult during the rugby season with some of the goings on to put out regular podcasts. I was already doing one with the great Jed Gillespie, which we put out nearly every week when his schedule permitted, which is a lot of fun. That's a Loose Head Sports Show, podcast, whatever it's called, but it's great fun. And we talk a little bit about coaching, a lot about life. It was a really good therapy session for both of us, really. We've got a lot of listens. But Jed is currently he's in San Diego now, but he's going to play rugby in Aspen and then go to Hong Kong. So he's on a little bit of a vision quest. And until he's sort of come out of the woods, I thought it would be a good opportunity to put out a number of Wandering Bear sports podcasts and get back into it. So, yeah, I guess the point of this episode is just to get something out there to explain that we're back. We've missed you. And I guess when I reflect on the last 40 odd episodes, I'm kind of amazed at some of the people that I was lucky enough to speak to. Considering when I originally started the podcast, the whole point of it was to make money. And I thought delusionally, I started it just before COVID. And delusionally, I thought that this was my ticket to, wealth and success and fame. And turned out that it's very difficult to make money doing this when you don't have a big platform already. So quickly, what I worked out very quickly is that, I can actually learn some wonderful things from doing this. And it became not so much about business, because I don't actually make any money from this. It actually cost me money, and more about learning. And some of the guests we had on were just amazing. I only thought that I would get my friends on. Like, I know quite a few of the rugby players running around in Australia. And I think episode 4, I had Pat Lamb. Tatafu was episode 1. Kieran Reid, Michael Hooper, Anthony Seibold, Dan McKellar, Laurie Fisher, Gilly, Darren Coleman. I'm sure I'm forgetting guys. I had the great Royce Simmons on the last episode, which was a lot of fun. And it's become something better and bigger than I thought it would be. So now's the perfect time to start back up. It's called Wandering Bear Sports, but really, I think it's more than just about sport. Well, that's the plan that I have anyway, is to sort of scratch all the curiosities that I have. And at the moment, I'm very interested in coaching and leadership and learning. So I've got a few episodes lined up already. I've recorded one, which will be out next week. I've got another one recording on Monday. And I'm going to try and get a variety of guests for this one. It'll be more coaches to start with, and then we'll evolve as it goes. And I will do my very best to put out at least once a week. I don't want to promise that, because I know what I'm like, and things will pop up. And, life was crazy in 2020 and 2021, but 2022 has been a whole nother level of crazy. And things are just popping up left, right, and center. So I'll do my best to put out at least once a week and to try and get some good content going for you guys. I enjoy the hell out of doing it. I've learned a huge amount, particularly from some of the coaches I got to speak to. There's some standouts, like talking to Pat Lamb about the leadership setup that he has at the Bristol Bears. If you haven't listened to that episode, I've had all sorts of people from the business world to media to coaches to players reach out about that one. That's easily the most popular one that I've done, and gives you a really good sort of guideline on how to set up a leadership structure. Among other things, there's a ton of good stuff in that episode. But the thing that really stood out to me was talking to All Black. He's the Black Ferns coach at the moment, Mr. Wayne Smith. Arguably the greatest rugby coach of all time, won a couple of World Cups, incredibly influential during the All Blacks, run, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I asked him, and for whatever reason, of the 40 odd episodes, this really stood out to me. And I said, Wayne, before you were trying something for the All Blacks, did you test it beforehand to make sure it would work? Because I could imagine if you were trying to do something new with the All Blacks, you'd want it to work. And he said to me, we didn't think like that. We tried things all the time, made mistakes, and that's how we learned. And a light bulb just went off in my head going, if Wayne Smith was not afraid to make mistakes coaching the All Blacks, then I shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes in anything. And it was a big flip in my mindset. And that's probably one of the most valuable things that I learned the whole time, because I used to be very afraid of making mistakes. Now I know mistakes are inevitable. And when it happens, you don't like it to happen, but you just look at it, learn, and try and review and adjust and go again, rather than just being shit scared of making mistakes. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, so the point of this episode is just to let you know that we're back. Please like, subscribe, share. If you would like any particular guest on the podcast, please reach out to me. I'm my only prerequisite to talk to anyone is I've got to be interested in them. Because it's if you're talking to someone via Zoom who's you don't necessarily know anything about, it's quite difficult to get an engaging conversation. So they've got to be a little bit interesting to me, and that's it. So yeah, short and sharp episode. I hope everyone's been well. Thank you to everyone who's been buying caffeine gum. It's started to take off a little bit, which is cool. And the more gum that I sell, the more I can continue to talk absolute dribble on the internet, learn some things, share with people, and live a very good life. So thanks to everyone who's reached out. I've had a number of people go, when are you doing this? When are you doing this? When are you doing this? And so we're back. We're back. And I'm going to aim for Thursdays. I know that won't happen after a while, but that's what I'll try and do. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. So please like, subscribe, share, be a friend, tell a friend, and above all, have a great day. And we'll be seeing each other again very soon.